What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of History and Writing with your boy Gennaro Lombardi here, local author, aka your boy Gio, coming on here to do two things today, as I usually do. Today I'm going to be making a self-help video based upon a topic which is pertaining to my most popular book, the officially published book in Road Rage at its finest, the first self-help book ever written for Road Rage by Dorrance Publishing. And I'm going to be making a self-help video for how to avoid getting into a car accident. Because as we become more populated in this generalized area in New Jersey and New York, they give licenses to anybody, younger drivers, dumb drivers, insecure drivers, unsafe drivers, old drivers. And now the biggest thing is people on their phones all the time, and I'm guilty of it too. You know, I'm not innocent, I'm not a saint. So I'm going to make a video pertaining to that topic, how to avoid getting into an accident. So if you're watching this, hopefully you'll learn something, and it could save your life or somebody else's. And the other one is I'm going to be trying to focus more energy on my history and the writing Facebook account. I have another one I just haven't used in a while, so if you see that request, please accept it, and so I can go from there and get more followers on there, which I don't even like to say followers, just more people who will join me in my mission to become a better and well-known author, and in my mission in helping people. So join me there. So let's jump right to topic, and it's about I got about eight or nine ways here of how to avoid getting into a car accident. Number one, first and foremost, stay off the fucking phone. Yeah, I'm guilty of it too. Happened to me about 4 or 5 years, probably like even longer, probably like 6 years ago. It was nighttime, I'm on a side road. I'm like, I'm not even on a main road. I'm just looking down, texting, you know. And next thing I know, is about 3 seconds later, and I'm up on the curb. Somebody was walking. Not that I really would have hit him. I was in the grass, but I almost popped my tire, and you know, I was like a fool. I was like, if there was a parked car there, I would have hit it or whatever. So, and I see people in the fast lane texting on their phone and this and that. So, do me a favor, stay off the fucking phone, because this is very serious, because that's causing more and more accidents lately than ever. And the best way to stay off the phone is, if you have Bluetooth in your car, use that, buy a headset. And for me, I like to stay on the phone and take videos sometimes, so I have the mount where it's literally on my dashboard, so I just touch the phone, hit it, and that's really it. So there's that. And really, when it comes to the law of attraction and things like that, you know, for me, I've noticed that especially when I'm on the phone, but not even when I'm on the phone, is that as soon as I take my eyes off the road and I look down, or I'm rubbernecking, I'm looking aside, oh, there's an accident here, there's this, that over there, the person who is driving in front of me is going to stop. They do it just automatically, and they're not even doing it on purpose. It's just the way the universe works. Like the universe or God wants me to get into an accident. I mean, I just don't know why it happens, but I know as soon as I take my eyes off the road, that person's going to stop. So please be careful on that. That's tip number two, and this is very, very important, especially for drivers who are beginners, is what I say is number two is trust no one, right? So what I mean by that is, if you're at a stop sign and somebody's coming down, they have the right of way, there's no stop sign on the main road, you're coming out of a stop sign, you got to cross or make a right, somebody's coming down and they have their blinker on, you cannot trust that person is going to make a right turn and you can make a right or go straight, because inevitably they may still have it on from their last turn, they're not even paying attention or whatever. So you can't trust that they're going to make the right turn, and you can't edge out or go until you are 110% positive that person is going to make that turn, until they slow down enough and you actually see them turn their tires. Because if you edge out, they're going to go straight and they're going to go right into you. I've been in only like 3 accidents in my whole life, maybe a few more, but like 3 where 2 were not that it was even my fault, it was just unavoidable because something like that happened. You know, the guy just came around and turned too fast, he had his blinker on, I thought he was going to go, and he just kept going straight right into me. So there's that, and that's number 2. So so literally trust no one. Okay, number 3 is make sure you can see their eyes and get their attention. When you're going around somebody, especially a big truck, and you're on the highway or whatever it is, you know, what I've learned at being a truck driver, when I was, growing up around truck drivers, being a truck driver and being on the road for 31 years now, what I've learned is that is if I can't see their eyes in the side views or in their rear view, they can't see me, period. So when you're going around them and you want to pass on the left, you're in their blind spot or whatever it is, you're behind them, make sure you beep the goddamn horn and they look, because they're not going to notice you or whatever it is, and you want them to see you and that you're coming their way. You're going to make a pass, you're going to make a turn or whatever it is. So make sure that you see their eyes and get their attention, because inevitably that's one of the safest bets for you. So there's that. Number 4. So this one has been added to the list. I made this video a long time ago for Instagram when I was doing good on there. When my road rage book was first released in like 2018 and 2019, I did pretty phenomenal on Instagram selling books and promoting for myself. So this is newer and something I've realized that I'm at fault at myself. So if you want to be safe and avoid accidents, you should always back into your driveway or back into a parking spot. And what I mean by that is because especially when you come out of your house in the morning, if you're coming home, you pull in your driveway forwards and this and that, then you go to sleep at night, you get up in the morning, hey, you got to rush to work, and you get in your car and you back out immediately. You know, you're not paying attention yet, you're not in driving mode, you're still kind of like, just like you say, always waking up or whatever it is. And I tend to be at fault, and I've almost hit people like 2 or 3 times because they're out there walking their dog, and I didn't look down the street to see anybody's coming, and other people driving down the road. And my neighbor across the street, literally, I've almost seen him like 3 times from my window. I've heard people beeping the horn, and I look out, and the guy just backs right out of his driveway. He doesn't even look. So if you're pulling out forwards, if we back in at night, if you pull out forwards, at least you'll pull out a little slower, and you'll see head on if somebody's walking, because you know we don't have eyes behind our heads, and that's one of the biggest things we're backing up again to a lot of accidents. It's the same thing in a parking spot. You go to the mall, you know, when you back out of a spot, a lot more of the car has to come out before you could actually see. So when you're going out forwards, you can edge out a little slower and inevitably see a little easier, and I believe it will help you avoid getting into an accident. So that's 4. Number 5 is good and clear visibility when you're driving, right? So one thing they teach us, which we forget to do, is when we first learn to drive, is as soon as you get in, you should adjust your seat properly, adjust your mirrors, and do whatever you can to make sure you can see at all times, because one of the biggest things people say when they get into an accident is, I didn't see them, you know, they came around the turn too fast, I didn't see them in my rear view, they were in my blind spot, I didn't have the headlights on, you know. So good headlights are, good headlights are a part of good and clear visibility. Making sure your window's clear, cleaning the snow off, like whatever, make sure you can see. Put your fucking glasses on, whatever it is, use binoculars, I don't care. So that's a big thing, because when we're blind, we tend to run into things head on. So that's it. That's about it for number 5. Do whatever you can to make sure your visibility. Number 6 is very important for you to not only get into an accident, but to make sure that you don't kill a passenger in your vehicle or somebody else. And what I say is this: is don't ever jump the gun, right? So if I'm at a stop sign and there's me and I'm and I'm driving and I got a passenger in the car with me, and I'm gonna make a left, and somebody's coming down the road towards me, coming to the right, and there's the passenger on the right side, and if I think I'm going to jump out in front of this person and I have a little bit of time and I'm going to jump the gun and cut it, and there's another car coming, if I get hit by the car, I'm getting hit on the passenger side, I'm going to kill my friend, right? So I never jump the gun, not only because I not want to get into an accident, but I don't want to kill somebody else, whether it's that other guy in that other car. I don't want to kill my best friend. So I always try to think of others rather than myself, because I am a little selfish. Because when I'm by myself, I am a little careless. I do drive a little faster and a little crazier. But when other people are in the car, I don't jeopardize other people. You know, myself, like I said, I'm a little careless in that stuff. But it is what it is. So, and when I mean don't jump the gun, don't ever second guess yourself. You know, if somebody's speeding down your road, you're like, oh, maybe I have enough time. Oh, I could make it. It's not you could, it's I'm gonna make it, and I do have enough time. Don't ever second guess yourself, and don't ever let somebody behind you pressure you into going forward, because if they're behind you and they're beeping the horn, You know what you should do? Put it in park and I wave them around, because I've done that. Because if they push you out and you go when you're not ready, you're going to get into an accident. So don't ever let somebody push you into moving forward either. So there's that. Number 7 is drive the speed limit. You know, there's a speed limit for a reason, right? Because the faster the rate of the speed, the greater the casualty in the accident, right? Because if you hit the wall doing 55, you may live, but if you hit it doing 105, you're going to die, period, right? So you should drive the speed limit, because the faster you go, like I said, the greater of a time and distance you need to stop. And especially when it's in bad weather, because everybody thinks, like in the snow, oh, because I got 4-wheel drive, I could drive faster. Yeah, you can drive faster, but you can't stop any faster, right? That's what people forget to realize, is that we all have four disc brakes, 4 of them, right? But people forget to realize that, right? I see people doing 95 miles an hour in the rain. How more people aren't dead on the road is really beyond me. I'm surprised there actually it really isn't more casualties out there than there really is. But inevitably, please drive the speed limit, or 10 to 15 miles above, so at least you don't get a speeding ticket, and the accident won't be that bad. That's what I try to do. But when I'm by myself in the car, I tend to be a little careless. I mean, I just drove up to New Hampshire, and it's 240 miles. I did it in 3.5 hours, dude. I was flying through Connecticut by myself. But if I hit anything out there, it's going to be a deer, and I'm probably just going to land in the woods and get myself killed. Not really anybody else. Not like here, where if I hit somebody, I'm hitting the house, I'm hitting pedestrians, I'm going to be in the city, I'm probably going to end up in the Hudson River. So driving the speed limit can inevitably save you from getting into an accident, a major accident, and save your life. Number 8 is don't tailgate people. Tailgating is a reckless behavior. I mean, yeah, I've done it myself. I can't stand when people do about like a steady 75 in the fast lane. Like, I'm doing 85 regardless, 85, 90, and I'm going around everybody, and I'm doing 85 to 90 in the fast lane, and when I get in the middle lane, then I slow down to about 80, 70, between 75 and 80. But when I'm in the fast lane, I'm cooking, I'm moving. And if somebody's coming up on me and they're doing 100, if they're going faster than me, I'm moving out of the way. Unfortunately, I don't have a sports car right now. I'm saving up. I'm going through my midlife crisis, so I'm looking for a convertible Corvette. You know, even though I'm a Ford guy, I really, I should, if I had the money, I'd buy a Ford GT. I wouldn't be driving a Corvette. I could get one cheap. So inevitably, don't tailgate somebody, because when you do, they're going to stop on purpose. They do that shit all the time, because what's going to happen is, it's an insurance scam, and they just want you to pay for their ass. They're going to get out and pretend that they got a broken back. So there's that, you know. Don't ride somebody's ass, bro. It's not cool. So the last one here is pretty simple, and it's park normally. So yesterday I was driving through Montclair, and Montclair was basically like being in New York City all over again when I was younger. And I used to drive there a lot in my Bronco, right? And I didn't care about the Bronco because the taxis could stop right in front of me all day long. And I'd ram right into them because I didn't care about that truck, and I didn't care about them, and I would have pushed them out of the way. And that's just how it is. You know, if you stop in the middle of the road, even if you think you have your hazards on, you let somebody out of the car like mothers do with their kids when they go to school, somebody's going to get hit. It's going to be a serious accident. It's not only are they going to take your door off, they're probably going to hit the person getting out of the car. There's going to be a car accident. They're going to hit you from behind because you like to stop in the middle of the road. People were literally double and triple parking on Bloomfield Ave on Montclair yesterday. There's not only that, but then they like to fight for spaces in front of Starbucks in Montclair and in Nutley. In the one in Nutley, we have a bus stop in front, and people literally use that like they're on a Formula One racetrack, where they come in the morning at like 70 miles an hour and a 25 mile per hour zone. They pull into the bus stop because they can't find a parking spot in the parking lot. When there's ShopRite parking lot 5 feet up ahead where I park, or on the main road or whatever, and they literally park in the bus stop and inconvenience everybody else, because now if the bus comes along, the bus has to stop in the middle of the street, and it could cause an accident because people got to go around. You know, not only is it selfish, but you're going to get yourself a ticket, you're going to get yourself into an accident. It's just not right, really, for me. Like, I always park normally and try to find a spot, even if I got to walk another 2 blocks, 10 blocks, if I got to put in a parking garage. I don't care, because I don't want to ever get a ticket. I got maybe 2 parking tickets in the last 10 years, and one was in a handicap zone. I literally pulled in to drop a girl off, to go in to get the coffee and to make the U-turn. The cop was there on the bike, and he gave me a ticket, and it was a $250 ticket for handicap, okay? So not only do you avoid getting into an accident when you park in a regular spot, but you're going to avoid a big fat ticket. So that's it for that. So thanks again for always tuning into History and Writing. I hope this episode of how to avoid getting into an accident actually helps you some way and can help you avoid getting into an accident, because the last thing I want to do is see one of my friends dead on the side of the road, because I've seen shit like that happen. And you know, the accidents I'm around and have seen over the years are immense. You know, the last thing I want to do is pull up to your memorial on the side of the road, because accidents are that serious. And I drive Clinton Road to Warwick every Sunday when I go up to the lake, and just on that one road alone there's 3 memorials, because the kids like to go there and race at night, right? So so there's that. Somebody I know that's close to me as a supervisor on the parkway. They deal with accidents all the time. A lot of my friends are cops. The horror stories. I've been in a lot of accidents. I almost lost my foot in a motorcycle accident when I was younger. So this is very serious stuff, man, and I make the video to try to save a life, help somebody, and save you some car insurance money. So thanks again. That's all I got for today, and I'll see you guys soon. History and Writing, check it out.